Once upon a time, in a vast and beautiful forest, there lived a blue fox named Sky. Sky was not like any other fox in the forest. Instead of the usual red or brown fur, Sky's fur was a dazzling shade of blue, shimmering like the sky on a clear summer day. Sky loved to explore every corner of the forest, from the tallest trees to the deepest valleys. With each step, he marveled at the wonders of nature and the beauty that surrounded him. One day, as Sky was wandering through the forest, he came across a family of rabbits playing in a sunlit meadow. The rabbits stopped and stared in surprise at the sight of the blue fox. "Don't be afraid," Sky said with a friendly smile. "I'm Sky, the blue fox. I'm just here to say hello." The rabbits, curious but cautious, approached Sky slowly. Soon, they were chatting and laughing together, sharing stories and adventures as if they had been friends for years. From that day on, Sky and the rabbits became the best of friends. They spent their days exploring the forest, chasing butterflies, and playing games beneath the shade of the trees. But one day, a fierce storm swept through the forest, with thunder booming and lightning flashing across the sky. The rabbits huddled together in fear, unsure of what to do. Sky knew he had to help his friends. With courage in his heart, he led the rabbits to a safe and sheltered cave, where they waited out the storm together, safe and sound. As the storm passed and the sun emerged once more, the rabbits looked at Sky with gratitude in their eyes. "Thank you, Sky," they said. "You are a true friend indeed." From the tallest trees to the smallest streams, there was no corner of the forest that Azure hadn't visited. He would scamper through the undergrowth, chase after butterflies, and listen to the songs of the birds that filled the air. But despite his adventurous spirit, Azure was also kind-hearted and compassionate. Whenever he came across a creature in need, he would offer a helping paw without hesitation. One day, while Azure was wandering through the forest, he heard a faint cry for help. Following the sound, he discovered a small rabbit trapped in a thicket of brambles. The poor rabbit had gotten tangled up and couldn't escape. Without a moment's hesitation, Azure sprang into action. Using his sharp teeth and nimble paws, he carefully untangled the rabbit from the thorns and set it free. "Thank you, Azure," exclaimed the grateful rabbit. "You're my hero." From that day on, Azure and the rabbit, named Cotton, became the best of friends. They would spend their days exploring the forest together, playing games and sharing stories under the shade of the trees. But their friendship was put to the test when a fierce storm swept through the forest, with thunder rumbling and lightning flashing across the sky. Azure and Cotton huddled together in a cozy burrow, seeking shelter from the howling wind and pelting rain. As the storm raged on outside, Azure and Cotton stayed close, comforting each other with whispered words of encouragement. And when the storm finally passed and the sun emerged once more, their bond was stronger than ever before. He would scamper through the meadows, chase after butterflies, and play hide and seek among the ancient trees. But most of all, Azure loved to gaze up at the stars twinkling in the night sky, dreaming of distant lands and exciting adventures. One moonlit night, as Azure roamed through the forest, he stumbled upon a clearing where the fireflies danced and the flowers bloomed. There, he met a young rabbit named Luna. Luna was as white as the moon itself, with eyes that sparkled like diamonds. Despite their differences, Azure and Luna quickly became the best of friends. They would spend their days exploring the forest together, sharing secrets and chasing after their dreams. But one day, a shadow fell upon the forest, casting a dark cloud over Azure and Luna's joyful world. A fierce storm swept through the trees, with thunder roaring and lightning flashing across the sky. Azure and Luna huddled together, seeking shelter from the storm. As the rain poured down and the wind howled, Azure whispered words of comfort to Luna, promising to keep her safe. And then, in the midst of the storm, something magical happened. Azure's fur began to glow with a soft, radiant light, illuminating the darkness and filling Luna's heart with hope. With Azure's light to guide them, the two friends braved the storm together, their bond stronger than ever before. And when the clouds finally parted and the sun emerged once more, Azure and Luna emerged from the forest, their friendship shining as brightly as the stars above. From that day on, Azure and Luna continued to explore the forest together, their hearts filled with love and wonder. And as they roamed through the enchanted woods, they knew that no matter where their adventures took them, they would always be there for each other. Corner of the forest, from the sun-dappled glades to the shadowy groves. Along the way, he made friends with all the creatures of the forest, from the tiniest insects to the mightiest bears. But despite his many friends, Azure sometimes felt lonely. He longed for someone who shared his love of adventure and the beauty of the forest. One day, while Azure was roaming through the forest, he heard a soft whimpering coming from a nearby thicket. Curious, he approached and discovered a small, shivering rabbit trapped in the bushes. "Hey, are you okay?" Azure asked, his voice gentle. The rabbit looked up with wide eyes, filled with fear and uncertainty. "I am lost," she stammered. "I don't know how to find my way home." Azure felt a pang of sadness for the frightened rabbit. Without hesitation, he offered her his paw. "Don't worry," he said reassuringly. "I'll help you find your way home." Together, Azure and the rabbit, whom he named Luna for the moon-like gleam in her eyes, set off through the forest. Azure led the way, his keen senses guiding them through the maze of trees and undergrowth. As they journeyed, Azure and Luna talked and laughed, sharing stories and dreams. And before long, they had become the best of friends. With Azure's help, Luna soon found her way back to her family. But instead of saying goodbye, she asked Azure to come with her and join her rabbit friends in their burrow. Azure hesitated for a moment, unsure if he belonged in the rabbit's world. But then he looked into Luna's eyes and saw the warmth and friendship shining there. With a smile, he nodded his head and followed Luna into the burrow. From that day on, Azure and Luna were inseparable. They explored the forest together, discovering. Azure would venture out into the forest, eager to explore its hidden wonders. He would chase butterflies through fields of wildflowers, leap over babbling brooks, and nap in the shade of ancient trees. One sunny morning, as Azure bounded through the forest, he stumbled upon a clearing where a family of rabbits was playing. They stopped and stared at Azure, amazed by his unusual blue fur. "Who are you?" asked one of the rabbits, her eyes wide with curiosity. "I'm Azure, the blue fox," he replied with a friendly smile. "And I'm here to make friends." The rabbits, intrigued by Azure's colorful coat, welcomed him with open arms. They showed him their favorite hiding spots, taught him how to hop like a bunny, and shared delicious berries with him. Azure was overjoyed to have found such wonderful friends in the forest. He spent every day with the rabbits, exploring new places and having adventures. From that day on, Azure and Cotton continued to explore the forest together, their friendship guiding them through every adventure. And as they scampered through the enchanted woods, they knew that no matter what challenges they faced, they would always have each other. And so, Sky and the rabbits continued to explore the forest together, their bond stronger than ever before. And as they journeyed through the enchanted woods, they knew that no matter what challenges they faced, they would always have each other. For in the heart of the forest, friendship was the greatest magic of all. And so, with the blue fox leading the way, they lived happily ever after, their days filled with laughter, adventure, and the joy of friendship.